I'm resetting the NHL to a fantasy draft and we'll be selecting 20 new players to build a team. For today's challenge, each player chosen must have a lower salary than the previous player selected. Once all the picks have been made, we will assemble the lines and simulate through the franchise mode with the hopes of winning that Stanley Cup. Which team will we be representing for today's draft? It is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Nice. I remember seeing a comment saying we should do the ultimate jabroni draft. I can't remember what it was. Hopefully I'll find it again. But anyway, today jabroni, no dice. What, you think you can just come here and edit my lines? What, are you crazy? I just realized what a hypocrite I am because at the start of every franchise mode, I say I'm a hands-off GM. But then when it comes to allowing them to touch my lines, I'm like, absolutely not. I just made the list. Draft pick number 14. That number is speaking to me. How wrong am I for today's draft? Yo. Okay, so the good news is we get back-to-back picks. The bad news is we're pick number 32. And I gotta find someone making a boatload of cash because we must decrease every single time. So starting off with someone like Shea Theodore, no, not possible. I think Will Nye might be the individual we're looking for. I don't draft him very often either. I don't know if I get the chance to, but anyway, yeah, he seems ideal. So that was 11.5. We could drop right down to 9.7 with Seb, but do we want to do that? We might not have much of a choice. We could take Bobrovsky, but why would we do that right now? That would be silly. Surprisingly, he only has 81 faceoffs. I don't know if he's not that great in the dot or what, but anyway, 9.7, our next player right here. We have a two-way forward. We have a playmaker. We need a sniper. Are you kidding me right now? Hardly even a drop-off. We're dropping about 200K to Ovechkin. I need to try and be salary cap compliant as well, so we might have to start lowering exponentially. But anyway, that first line is insane. Ooh, we could drop from 9.5 to 8.2 and get Ilya Sorokin. He is a certified stud muffin. Yeah, let's do it. We could just drop down to 8 mil, but that would be a very subtle drop off, and I think we gotta start moving here, because if I'm not salary cap compliant, then every player that puts us over is going to be substituted for a 75 overall. We also definitely need a defenseman, so 6.5 is a respectable drop-off. I think that's where we'll be going with Hampus Lindholm. Yeah, I'm doing it. I genuinely have no idea how Hyman still has all these abilities, but he sure does. 5.5? I like it. Gostisbehere would be kind of sick, but honestly, that's too much of a drop-off for now. Second line, right winger Jordan Eberle to 4.7. That seems all right. I was debating between Lowry and Paul, and simply for the fact that we get a $100,000 boost here from Lowry, I think he's the guy to go with. Tyler Myers making 3 flat is actually ideal for us. He's also right-handed. I believe the first defenseman, Lindholm's left-handed, right? I don't know. I'm going to do it anyway. And we'll follow that up with a Grzelcyk at 2.7. Maybe I did drop off a little too fast. But you know what? We can just move down in very small increments from here and adjust. So I'm not upset with it. Nason would have been sick, but we can't do it because unfortunately he's making the exact same amount as Grzelcyk. Yes, he's right-handed. Dante Fabro, 2.5. is going to be perfect. I've seen several 2.1s, but I want to try and find something in between that, like a 2.3 maybe? I guess I could take another defenseman, or we could... Can we take Eller? What did I just draft? A little 50K decrease? That sounds optimal. Welcome to the team, Leller. On top of the salary being completely ideal, it's also a 2BC GM legend, Dadonov. He's 82 overall. He's also a sniper, so we get depth goal scoring. Potentially the perfect fit. I like Gustafsson at 2 flat, but I want to try and find a defenseman making just over that, or maybe we'll go for a forward instead and come back. 2.1, there it is, Freddie Gaudreau. He's a centerman. I don't know that he has the best face-off, 77. He's got an ability though, can't go wrong with that. And with that, we now have Gustafsson at 2 million flat, a great solution for our current spot. I keep forgetting we have back-to-back picks, so every time it doesn't start simulating, I get so confused. I think the game's crashing. A lot of 1.5s, I would prefer something a little bit higher, like 1.8. Ask and you shall receive. Exactly that. Teddy Bluger, another centerman. He can play the left wing, though. Of course he can. Oh, Allen would have been amazing, actually. It is what it is. Too late. We can come back for Wedgwood. I doubt he'll be going anytime soon. Maybe. What do we have here for handedness? So we got left, right, left, left, Okay, we just need one right-handed defenseman. We're big chillin'. You know what? He's not a right-handed defenseman, but he's lefty/righty, so he can play it. Arbor Zhekai, 1.3. I'm going to keep him in mind, but I'm not going to take him yet because that's too much of a drop. My guy, the one that I took over Marchenko. Yeah, that's a big drop, but it's manageable. We only have 3 picks left, so yeah, it's not going to be an issue. All right, Wi-Fi, let's get it done. Johnny Quick, he's a veteran. We can't go with Flower this time around. I take him in essentially every draft, but Quick is also unreal. And he is 1.2, so he's eligible. With our final pick in the draft, we are going to be selecting Cole Smith, 1 milli flat. We are salary cap compliant. It all worked out. Here's the summary of our draft, and you know what? This team looks like it could be really good, so it probably won't. Listen, Dean, I'm up here. Hands off, dude. Oh, are you kidding me? +5 on the first line. That just makes sense. +2 on the second line, Hyman, Lowry, and Eberle. Hopefully I can convince these two. I think Hyman's gonna want it. No, he's a second line forward. Awesome. Also, Kolasar and Smith are 4th line forwards, so I can convince them as well. I do, however, currently fear for my life in terms of defensive chemistry. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Oh, incredible. Incroyable. I don't know why they want Fabro on the first pair when I get a +1 anyway. You're promoted, Tyler. Tending the goal, we have Ilya Sorokin backed up by Johnny Quick. Time to go have some conversations and see if these guys will buy in. We put in some work here, so the second line is now a +4. We got a +2 for our third and fourth. Defensively, the first pair wasn't having it for some reason, but these guys were. We got 2 +3s now. I will say that Nylander has the most points. Will Nye, the hockey guy, is going to tally 105. And this quadrant will rack up a total of 49 wins. Let's go. Huge 4-1 L to start the season, and we follow it up with a 5-2 L. Yes! Again, historically, having a rough start to the season doesn't mean we're gonna suck. But right now, it is kind of looking that way. I feel like Sorokin's letting in a lot of goals here. It's not like our defensive core is awful. I'm liking what I see right now, guys. Overtime loss, we take those. We take shootout losses. If it gets us a point, I'm fine with it. All we gotta do is get in the playoffs and anything can happen. Just qualify, guys. I can't lie to you right now. I thought I kind of cooked with this draft, and we are 5th in the division right now, 21, 18, and 3. I'm going to try to talk to the first defensive pair again. There we go, +3s across the board. Exactly what I wanted. I also spoke with these lads just to kind of bump up that +5 even more. For some reason, Lowry, Captain Lowry, not of this team, but I mean, he is a captain, still telling me to shove it, and so is Cole down here. What are we doing? Let's just go on a rip here, boys. How about it? There we go. 3 straight wins. 4. New York Rangers, our next victim. Take them down. Oh, that's unfortunate. Our division's also pretty crazy, I want to say, because this record isn't bad. Like, we embodied mediocrity to start the season. We're kind of starting to pull away now. We're still only 4th. So what I'm trying to say is that the Metro is on one. Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. 35 wins and we're still 4th. With 2 games to go before the trade deadline, Cole McGillis. See you later, pal. We have 36 wins at the trade deadline. We could... Ooh, Aaron Ekblad would be a good addition in place of Tyler Myers, but who would we trade for him is the question. Psych, we can't because he's clause protected, and so is pretty much everyone here. We could go after Besser. But why? We have Ovi. Ovechkin actually dropped in an overall, but he currently has 63 points in 62 games with 33 tucks, so he's not going anywhere. No deals. I'm not trading. I'm not doing it. Let's see if these clowns will buy in yet. Finally, Cole Smith is willing to accept the 4th line role. Love that. Had a breakthrough with Lowry, so I believe this line was already a +4, but it's very close to a +5 now. And we have a +3 here, so it's literally a countdown. Now let's hope this team can excel after the trade deadline. That is not a good start. Oh boy. All right, we're gonna do this, are we? Yep, we sure are. I swear our division is gonna have like 4 teams in the top 6. It's gonna be something insane like that. I might be crazy. Well, we're just not making playoffs because we can't get a win after the trade deadline. Love this simulation engine a lot. No, it's my favorite thing. It's awesome. I love not being able to win a game. Yep, we're already eliminated. Well, actually, if we win this game against the Isles and the other team loses, they didn't. What a joke. I'ma just simulate up to the Stanley Cup Finals because we're not in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter. If nothing else, our chemistry was sick at least. Your Stanley Cup Final is between the Seattle Kraken and the Jerks. What their teams look like, I have no idea. They probably have Danforth on their first line or something. If either of these teams lost, we would have been in because we had 40 for Rowe. They both had 39. All we needed was for New Jersey or Washington to lose their last game of the season, and they couldn't do it. Carolina finished first in the league with 108 points, so President's Trophy and now Stanley Cup Final. Yep, don't mind me, just 15th in the league, not in the playoffs, and the 19th placed Smashville Predators with 87 points get in. Not my playoff system. Will.i.am, 93 points, not too shabby. 91 from Seb, 85 for Ovi. He had 41 tucks, plus 25. Our second line was in shambles for some reason. You should be good. Should I be done with Eberle? I feel like this guy stinks. No offense produced from our defense, which I know sounds crazy, but like, come on. You gotta put up some points. 34 for Lindholm, 25 from Gus Bus. Yikes. This is the guy right here that didn't want to buy in to our scheme fit. Had 4 points all season. Great job, dude. Can't blame goaltending. Sorokin had 7 shutouts and a 9-14. Jonathan Quick had a 9-17. Great numbers from both of them. In the entire league, we've got You See What I See leading the charge. So anytime I don't draft him, he's unreal. 9-15 throughout the season. We have a 9-23 from the actual Gus Bus. Now that is crazy. That's a new one. Victor Hedman going to lead defenseman. He had 80 points. Well, he was tied with What Does the Fox Say? And then we got 79 from Quinn Hughes and Bouchard. Nathaniel Dio Double G, 115 points. Your Art Ross winner. It looks like the Rocket Richard might go to Kucherov. Of course it does. The most penalty minutes goes to Olivier, who played for the Ducks. Then we got Marcus Foligno, 146, 120 from Carrick. That's interesting. Your President's Trophy winning and now Stanley Cup finalist Carolina Hurricanes roster consists of Kaprizov, Rossi, and Tuck. That's a good first line, I suppose. Second line, they've got Peterka, Couturier, and Kerfoot. Their depth is decent. Whatever, man. Defensively, they got Girard and Dobson, Petrie, and Provorov. Lacombe, interesting, with Savard. Oh, boy. And their opponent, the Seattle Kraken, Bradley Marchand, playing with Tage and Kyrou. Nice. Palmieri, nice shot, Paul, who I was going to draft, but then we ended up taking Lowry instead. Evidently, a mistake. Their depth looks better. Let's see what their defense looks like. All right, this team's making some sense. Pellick with Fox, McCabe, Anderson, and their bottom pair, not ideal, but they can get the job done. Their starting netminder is Dusty, 87 overall. Let's see who wins. All righty, it is time for the Stanley Cup Final. Seattle jumps to a 2-0 series lead. Oh, no. Could they do... Get wrecked, Carolina. Dustin Wolf, 16 dubs because that's how many it takes to win a Stanley Cup. He had a 9-15. Great run from him. Speaking of good runs, Adam Fox, 25 points in 21 games played. He only had 1 tuck, but 24 hamburger helpers. So this guy's just feeding the boys. Not going to be your Conn Smythe winner because he plays for Carolina. Kirill Kaprizov, the leader, 33 points in 23 games. Bradley, who plays for Seattle, will probably get the Conn Smythe. They might give it to Tage because he had 1 less point, but 4 more goals. We'll have to see. It won't be the goaltender, I'll tell you that for free. Oh, I just realized, look at that. Call me a bandwagoner. Nady, my matey, gets the Art Ross and the Hart Memorial. Hedman with the Norris. We've got Pasta, awarded the Lady Byng. Macklin Celebrini gets the Calder Memorial. Brad, awarded the Conn Smythe. Gus Bus, Vezina winner, as well as the Jennings. Why is that so hard for me to pronounce? Cagnoni? I apologize profusely. Don't let me down. Bruce, Jack Adams, winner. Sid the Kid with the Selkie, because who else? Ted Lindsay to Nate. And as we saw, your Rocket Richard winner.
Are you kidding me?
Here is your playoff tree that did not include us, even though we finished 15th in the league. Just saying. If you have any draft ideas or choose any player ideas, go ahead, let me know down below. A sweep in the Stanley Cup Finals is actually outrageous, especially considering the only other sweep throughout the entirety of the playoffs was the first round New Jersey beating Tampa. Personally, I think you should subscribe. And if you like the video while you're at it, I mean, I'm not going to be upset. At this point in time, it remains impossible to win a Stanley Cup in the first year of NHL 25.